And we really believe here that healing happens on many different levels, and we love the idea of healing happening through business.
Working on your business, building something, is working on yourself. It's personal development. One of the things that really transformed my life was when I discovered entrepreneurship. Like, really discovered that, hey, I can build something, I can create something in the world, and that became really my purpose. And that was the vehicle, the primary vehicle that I started working on myself through.
And it's so true what you said about your business being like the biggest self-development course. It's like, if you really want to work on yourself, start a business. Yeah. Because all of your shadows and everything is going to come up and be amplified.
You'll keep running into the same problems and the same growth ceiling and the same issues until you become aware of what that root cause is within ourselves. Like, we don't have business problems, we have personal problems that show up in our business. And so until we see that, until we own it, and until we integrate it, we're just going to keep running into the same kind of growth ceilings. Everything external is the mirror that I'm creating from my internal, but it's also then showing me the internal. And it's been profoundly healing to build my business in that way. It continues to be.
Emotionally, what you can share to the people that is watching, to being in a process when you crash a company and how you rebuild yourself.
Well, I think that the foundation of that was, when we talked about the belief in the mindset, is that my life and life in general, my beliefs are that it's a journey of discovery and becoming more connected and identified with my higher self and my higher power. And the only way to do that is to experience pain and to have failures and to go through lessons and to learn and then grow and expand consciousness. And so that's like my spiritual beliefs, and that's how I approach business. And there's three questions that I always ask myself. And one is, what is this situation trying to show me about myself, right? That's the reflection. What is it here to show me? What is it here to teach me? Two is...
Welcome to the We Are Healing in Paradise podcast, where we are cultivating the new earth by reconnecting with our true nature and healing the planet from inside each of us. Welcome back to the We Are Healing in Paradise podcast. My name is Kate.
My name is Rosario.
And we are here today in Playa del Carmen in La Canopy with our really inspiring friend, Waira. And we brought him to talk with him today because we are growing a business. And we've been lifelong entrepreneurs, so we have that energy. But something that neither of us have done with any of our businesses is grow a team. And we think it's really inspiring what you're doing with team building and creating a culture, a positive culture in your company and helping other business owners. And so we wanted to have a conversation with you and pick your brain and learn some of your magic.
Awesome. It's one of my favorite things to talk about, so thank you for having me.
Yeah. You're welcome. Well, we want to ask you, what is your background? And let's say also your vision. You can see the contrast. Like, now you're in this position and helping people building the business, but how was before?
Yeah. Well, I did not grow up in a very entrepreneurial household. Like, I never really had entrepreneur role models, but I had a lot of energy and I always wanted to make money. I also had a huge chip on my shoulder and had a lot of bullying and kind of father wound stuff. So that combination got me into a lot of trouble at a pretty young age. Started selling things that I should not have been selling in middle school. Illegal stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of how I got started. Went through a whole journey of barely graduating high school and having to face kind of a lot of darkness very early. A lot of addiction, a lot of depression, anxiety, and one of the things that really transformed my life was when I discovered entrepreneurship. Like, really discovered that, hey, I can build something, I can create something in the world, and that became really my purpose. And so that was the vehicle, the primary vehicle that I started working on myself through. And so this was about 2015, 2016. I was going to college to be an engineer, and I hated it. And I discovered marketing. Like I found a course and started buying courses and started learning from YouTube and realizing, you can build websites, you can sell websites to people, you can build an online business. And that was kind of how I started, just learning, buying courses, investing in mentors, and building a marketing agency.
Tell us about your marketing agency and what you guys do.
Yeah, so my business had a few iterations over the last kind of 10 years. So after we started, the first few years, really, really struggled because I still had a lot of addiction and kind of blind spots that I didn't realize. And so as I would work on my business and have to really work on myself at the same time, and that's kind of core, yes, about my vision, and we'll get there, but it's really about like working on your business. Building something is working on yourself. It's personal development. So started the marketing agency, struggled for the first few years, and by about 2018, my business partner and I, we were like, all right, let's get really serious. Let's actually build a team. Let's build a real agency. And so we started doing Facebook ads and Google ads for roofers. And I've basically been working with roofing contractors the last 7 years, doing marketing for construction companies.
So you think like habits are related in how you do the work? Have like some hacks you can share to people, like you feel it's important to wake up and have this mindset?
Yeah, it's important for me because I've struggled a lot with mindset and with identity and with beliefs, and I've kind of experienced what it's like to struggle with that, both internally, feeling like that kind of inner turmoil, but also it's really hard to build something in the world, to be a leader, to sell clients, to build a team when I was struggling with those things. And so a lot of my journey has been really working on my mindset and my beliefs and my habits. Yeah, definitely.
And it's so true what you said about your business being like the biggest self-development course. It's like if you really want to work on yourself, start a business because all of your shadows and everything is going to come up and be amplified.
It'll show you everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, here it is. Yep. And you'll keep running into the same problems and the same growth ceiling and the same issues until you become aware of what that root cause is within ourselves. Like, we don't have business problems, we have personal problems that show up in our business. And so until we see that, until we own it, and until we integrate it, we're just going to keep running into the same kind of growth ceilings.
Yeah, and I liked your perspective that you were saying that like your business is it's almost like a spiritual practice, like your connection with your business.
Yeah, for me it is. I mean, I think that as I've gone through my personal development journey, and that journey became more of a spiritual journey, the way I look at it is like, my life, everything external is the mirror that I am creating from my internal, but it's also then showing me the internal, and it's been profoundly healing to build my business in that way. It continues to be.
Yeah, and how does that relate to team building? Because that's what I'm so like. I've been an entrepreneur for years, so many years, my whole life basically. I've had 3 different businesses. This is like my fourth one that I'm starting with Rosario. But I'm like terrible at building teams, and I have a degree in business management, and still to this day I'm like baffled about like how to do it in a productive way where you can be like get what you want done but still be kind with people, and there's like these gray lines where then you become friends with your employees, and it's it's so complicated. So I've never built a very big team. I've always had super small teams or been like a solopreneur because it's such a challenge. So I'm so enamored by your wisdom around that topic.
Thank you. I think that's really common. I've seen it in a lot of entrepreneurs. One of the reasons that people become entrepreneurs in the first place is that they want the kind of illusion of freedom and independence, and they don't want anybody telling them what to do. They don't want a boss. But that pattern can actually create a lot of challenges when you become the boss. Right? And now you need to create structure and create accountability. And if we're running from that within ourselves, then how can we create that for other people? And teams need structure and clarity and accountability. And yeah, that's one that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, for me, it's becoming like to a follower. Well, being a follower to a leader, and it's completely like a huge and immense difference between them. Because, as you said, I thought like opening my restaurant and my business and everything is going to be like, oh, I'm going to have time for relax and la la la, and has been really challenging for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the things that I really is challenging is delegate and trust in the team that I'm choosing, or worse, the rules at the beginning. At the beginning, a lot of people, when they open the business, they don't have a clue how it's going to flow and go the business. So the rules are being during the time for me. So has been wow.
It's a journey.
Oh my God.
And every level there's a new lesson to integrate, or a new challenge, a new devil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really hard. It's hard, but it's nice and it's challenging because, as you say, yeah, like I start knowing myself.
So I just wanted to share one thing, if I can, is that I struggle with that a lot in my first company. When I built my first company, we grew to about 40 team members within a couple of years, and I didn't know any of this stuff. And so what ended up happening was I wasn't delegating properly. I wasn't doing any of the best practices, and I burned out really, really, really hard. And it was going through the failure of that company, because we ended up having to shut the company down and going through this whole journey of who am I without this business. I had to learn, there's actually just like a set of rules and best practices and systems to leadership and to building teams. And so it was kind of going through that journey that I had to learn this stuff to get where I am now in the current business that we're building.
So you, like, when you opened your first business and this happened, you didn't be like, I'm going to go back to start working again for other companies, and like, so
No.
it was a challenge.
Yeah.
That's your
No, I
challenge.
couldn't go back to that.
No, nice. I know, I understand. Yeah, it's complicated, right? But emotionally, what you can share to the people that is watching, to being in a process when you crash a company and how you rebuild yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think that the foundation of that was, when we talked about the belief and the mindset, is that my life and life in general, my beliefs are that it's a journey of discovery and becoming more connected and identified with my higher self and my higher power. And the only way to do that is to experience pain and to have failures and to go through lessons and to learn and then grow and expand consciousness. And so that's like my spiritual beliefs, and that's how I approach business. And so any bad thing that happens to me, I actually see it as wow, what an amazing lesson. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God, for this, because there's something here for me to learn. And so that was like the foundation of going through that. And I think that's really important. Otherwise you go into like victim mindset. Why did this happen to me? But then there's three questions that I always ask myself. And one is, what is this situation trying to show me about myself? Right? That's the reflection. What is it here to show me? What is it here to teach me? Two is, how am I causing this situation to happen? Right? That's the ownership, the radical responsibility, because again, we're creating our reality, especially in our businesses. And then three is, what would it take? Who do I need to be for this situation to never happen again? And that's like the internal identity shift, developing the skills and beliefs to never recreate that situation, to grow through it. So it was a lot of deep reflection after that failure, asking myself those three questions and fundamentally changing how I approach business and life through that.
Thank you. Really powerful words.
Thank you.
So how does this all connect with your bigger vision?
Yeah, I mean, that's unfolding in real time. So I'm building another marketing company right now. It's not my kind of long-term passion to be doing marketing for roofers, but it's a very good business, and it creates a lifestyle for me, but more so it's like a vehicle that I'm getting to really grow in and experience greater levels of leadership and apply the things that I've learned from my failures. And so we've got really big goals for the company that we're building right now. We want to build a company of hundreds of team members and employees, and that's something that I want to experience, because I think when you build larger organizations, you have more leverage, you have more potential for impact in the world. But why that's meaningful to me is there's something around like integrating the personal development, the identity, and the business operations, and like the systems and the leadership and the management. And that's something that I haven't seen a lot of people do. And you need both to grow. You need the leader to have the identity and the personal development, and you need the good systems. And so that's like combining the two things that I've done my whole life, and that's somewhere in there is my mission is around mastering that, sharing that with others, helping founders learn those things so that they don't have to go through the same kind of failures in the ways that I did.
Yeah. So you are mentoring other people starting their business or growing their business?
So right now I'm building my own company. That's my main focus, but I'm just sharing the journey online. I've done coaching and masterminds in the past, but really right now it's just around sharing what I'm learning, what I'm integrating, what I'm going through in an honest way, and maybe people can learn from that on Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever.
Yeah, I love your posts. They're always really inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, because at the end is real life. A leader, a person that have a business, is challenging to, for me, has been challenging to with my emotions. Like if I don't like something, how I can approach to my team. Like I don't like this. Instead of being angry and it's sometimes it's difficult how to communicate. Yeah. So I started understanding like, okay, I need to have these rules, and then if I share it, okay, I need to be gentle. I need to be, okay, I love also how you do the work, but I don't like this for me. This doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So
coaching.
Oh, wow, yes. Yeah, but I think it's like a curb, right? So you crash sometimes, and then it's like, if you just stay there and you don't do anything to change, you're going to be there, and then or your life you're stuck. But if I see this and it's just like, okay, I can go up, but it's going to be really painful, but I just need to cross this. And when I'm in the other side, I will be like, wow, but I change a lot of habits.
Yeah.
I'm changing how I wake up. I change how I eat. I change if I do it, like I'm doing exercise, like my mind is more, my reality with my truth is more connected.
Alignment
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I like what you talk about when you speak about things being more outcome focused instead of like micromanaging people with little tasks. Mm-hmm. I think that's really powerful. I don't know if you can expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started kind of hiring people and building teams, I was very task focused. I would tell them exactly what to do, like, hey, go and make this thing in this way, and I would define exactly what I wanted them to do. And what happened with that as the team grew is that like I couldn't tell everybody what to do all the time because it's all coming from me, and I didn't have enough time in the day. And so the shift that I made was focusing on the outcomes, on the result, on the goal. So it's less about what is the task that I want you to do, and more about what is the measurable result that I want you to achieve. And some examples of that in my business are like, if I'm coaching a customer service person, for example, an outcome would be, hey, I want you to focus on improving the quality of your conversations with your clients and doing more active listening, asking more questions. So I want you to ask 5 questions on the next conversation that you're having with a client. So that's an example of like an outcome. And then I'm letting them figure out what questions they want to ask, how they want to ask them. And I'll coach them and support them, but I'm not prescribing exactly what it is that they need to do. I'm focusing them more on that end goal, which is what really unlocks a lot more leverage for you as a leader, and develops your people more because they can apply their brain to what they're doing.
Yeah, they can be creative and
strategic.
Be individuals in their own role.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. Well, would you like to share with our audience how they can follow you and how they can find you?
Yeah, for sure. Waira Mendoza, Waira, on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook, and probably more platforms coming up soon.
Yeah, we love your content, and we really believe here that healing happens on many different levels, and we love the idea of healing happening through business and through creating entrepreneurship. And then this empowers people that have visions that are like, they have a good heart, they have a good, like a clean, clear vision of how they can help other people, to have the tools to be able to implement that and like bring that out into the world.
Yeah.
That's something that's really important to us.
Love that. It's amazing.
So hopefully you guys learned a lot from this episode. Please leave us a comment below. Let us know if you have any questions for Waira, if you want him to come back on the podcast and share more.
Happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, so definitely leave comments below. Let us know if you're listening to this podcast. Please share it with your friends so that we can get these amazing guests that we have and our vision and our mission out to more people, so more people can realize that you can heal naturally through food, through juices, herbs, and connecting with nature and connecting with yourself.
And business.
And business. Connecting with your business. If you're an entrepreneur, I hope this inspired you to connect with your business in a holistic way, in a spiritual way. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so that you never miss an episode. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. See you. Adios.